Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Uh, First of all, thank you for joining. It's a busy Saturday, I believe. And again, we are coming up with one of the crucial topic for today, and that is external commercial borrowing. We all have heard about external commercial borrowing, and with its name, we believe that like it's a bit on a tougher side to understand, right? So we are here not to deliberate and give a, you can say, theoretical perspective. We are here also to give a practical viewpoint that how, if somebody want to take care of any ECB assignment, how it can be taken care, and what are the insights and what are the, you can say, do and don'ts we need to take care of it. And to deliberate on this topic today, we have one of the young and enthusiastic company secretary with us, CS Akash Verma ji. He has been regularly sharing his insight at LinkedIn and other social media platform. And along with that, he is also doing a lot of research on many important perspectives. Right. So Akashji, we welcome you and thank
Thank you,
you
sir.
for sparing your time and sharing your insight on this crucial topic again. As we can see, the net inflow amounted to around USD 3.5 billion in the previous year. And in for financial year 2024-25, the total ECB registration were up above USD 50.1 billion, right? So it's a huge amount, right? This means that there's a lot of investments which is coming in India, right? Either through approval mode or through automatic route. So we are looking forward to your insight, Akashi, where we can understand that all the integrities which is there while taking care of the ECB, right? Over to you.
Thank you, sir, for a kind introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. It's pleasure to welcome you, all of us, all of for a very interesting topic, ECB. As sir said, uh, many 80 at least 80% of the uh, external commercial borrowing come into India. So all over at least thousands of all over year, at least thousands of ECB will come in India. Always comes. So, ECB is not just a regulatory process, it's a strategic financial tool which help to infusion of foreign funding in India at a very lower cost. So, while we understand how the funding of foreign funding in India is come, let's understand there are two type of funding in India. First, the owner capital, and the second is डेप्ट इन ओनर कैपिटल जहाँ पे हम इक्विटी शेयर प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स सीसीपीएस हम इन्फ्यूज करते हैं तो वहीं पे डेप्ट कैपिटल में हमारे कन्वर्टेबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट आ गए डिबेंचर्स आ गए लोन्स आ गए वो हम कवर करते हैं सो डेप्ट जितनी भी हमारी प्योर डेप्ट कैपिटल है वो ईसीबी प्रोविजन हमारी गवर्न करता है द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस सेशन इज to understand what is the legal framework of ECB, what are the parameter we have to consider while obtaining ECB, what are the common challenges, what we have to focus and take care of while doing the ECB process, and what are the issues while we facing the document with RBI and AD banks. So I will request you to ma'am kindly share the PPT. हाँ. So
So Akash,
in this,
we'll sorry to interrupt, we'll be doing it in a three-way. First, we understand that what the ECB framework is all about. Then second process will be like what is the ECB process and FEMA compliance is involved. And third part will be your practical aspect and all the do and don'ts which is required.
yes.
हाँ.
So मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हमारा ऑलरेडी कवर है कि हम इसमें ईसीबी की फ्रेमवर्क अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे ईसीबी का प्रोसेस क्या है एंड फैमा कंप्लाइंसेस क्या है क्या क्या फॉर्म्स जाते हैं क्या क्या एप्लीकेशंस जाती हैं एंड क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स हम आरबीआई को सबमिट करते हैं फॉर द ईसीबी सो मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड्स So before starting, I would just giving a brief background how the FEMA will has been come and how the ECB revolution started. So back in the 1990s, when Indian economies opened for the public, but जो large scale of industry needs capital, but there is the one issue that कि जो banks हमारे इंडियन बैंक्स हैं और फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन हैं इनके पास पैसे नहीं थे. They charge higher interest against loan, higher rate of charges against loan, and काफी टाइम टेकिंग प्रोसेस होता था. So industry ने क्या किया? Industry start raising finance and investment from outside India. Then to manage this kind of transaction, foreign funding in India, RBI introduced the FEMA law. तो फर्स्ट टाइम जो हमारा फैमा एक्ट आया वो 2000 ईयर में आया था. फैमा एक्ट 1999. सो जो फैमा एक्ट है हमारा, इट्स नॉट लाइक अदर एक्ट लाइक कंपनीज एक्ट जिसमें हम सब कुछ गवर्न होता है. रूल रेगुलेशन जो हमारी कंपनीज एक्ट में रूल्स होते हैं वो एक्ट में ही कवर होती है. ये एक स्ट्रक्चरल एक्ट है. जो हमारा फैमा एक्ट गवर्न होता है वो हमारी रेगुलेटरी पॉलिसीज से होता है, रेगुलेशन से होता है, मास्टर सर्कुलर से होता है और हमारी नोटिफिकेशन से होता है. फैमा इज लाइक अ स्ट्रक्चरल बेस्ड एक्ट जो सिर्फ मैक्सिमम 10 पेज का है. बाकी चीजें हमारी मास्टर डायरेक्शंस गवर्न करती हैं. सो बैक टू द ईसीबी. जो हमारा फर्स्ट टाइम ईसीबी आया वो हमारी फैमा रेवोल्यूशन 2000 से आया. देन आफ्टर दैट उसमें कुछ अमेंडमेंट्स हुई. हमारे ट्रैक 1, ट्रैक 2, ट्रैक 3 काइंड ऑफ कैटेगरी में ईसीबी को डिवाइड कर दिया गया, जिस जो हमारा 2015 में आया. उसके बाद मोर अमेंडमेंट्स हुई थोड़ा इजी वे में करने के लिए. वो फिर हमारे लैंडिंग बोरोइंग रेगुलेशन आई 2018 में. आफ्टर दैट फाइनल एक रेगुलेशंस को एक मास्टर डायरेक्शन में कवर करके मास्टर डायरेक्शंस आई हमारी जो आरबीआई ने इशू करी 2019 में. सो राइट नाउ फैमा रेगुलेशन हमारी गवर्न करती है. फैमा रेगुलेशन एंड फैमा बोरिंग एंड लैंडिंग रेगुलेशन 2018. Move to the next slide. So during this session हम यहाँ पे काफी सारी टर्मिनोलॉजीज इंक्लूड करेंगे. बिफोर द स्टार्टिंग जस्ट गिविंग अ ओवरव्यू ऑफ दिस टर्मिनोलॉजीज क्या क्या होती हैं. आई एम गिविंग अ ब्रीफ काइंड ऑफ ओवरव्यू ऑफ दिस टर्मिनोलॉजी. हम इसमें यूज करेंगे एडी बैंक. एडी बैंक एक आरबीआई अप्रूव्ड बैंक होता है जो फॉरेन फंडिंग को ट्रांजेक्शन करता है. एक कम क्या होता है कभी कभी कंपनी कभी कभी ना वायर ट्रांसफर से पैसे इन्फ्यूज करती है लाइक किसी थर्ड पार्टी ऐप से, ना कि हम एक प्रॉपर बैंकिंग चैनल से इन्फ्यूज करती है. दिस काइंड ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन इज प्रॉपरली इलीगल फ्रॉम कंपनी साइड एंड लॉस while taking into the law this transaction जो भी हमारी फॉरेन ट्रांजेक्शन होती है वो सिर्फ एडी बैंक के थ्रू ही होनी चाहिए. सेकंड, ऑटोमेटिक रूट्स, अप्रूवल रूट्स. हम ईसीबी हमारे दो टाइप के होते हैं, ऑटोमेटिक एंड ऑटोमेटिक रूट्स या अप्रूवल रूट्स. वो हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे कि कब ऑटोमेटिक रूट एप्लीकेबल होता है एंड कब हमारा अप्रूवल रूट एप्लीकेबल होता है. हम इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे एवरेज मेच्योरिटी पीरियड एंड what is our loan registration number. We will discuss forms, ECB forms, application form, ECB2 forms, FCGPR form, when we require to file FCGPR, when we require to file form ECB, and when we require to file applications. And yes, then we will discuss what is the foreign equity hold, and we will also discuss what is the hedging, what is parking, and all. Can you please move to the next slides? So now we come to the definition of ECB. In this FAMR evolution, ECB borrowing lending revolution, ECB definition is the foundation of this. Okay, okay, I'll try to make it in English. Okay, so in this revolution, जो ECB definition is the foundation of law. So we will understand what is the ECB. So let's discuss. ECB are the commercial loan availed by eligible resident entity. So it's a commercial loan. It's not a private based loan. It's a commercial loan availed by eligible resident entity in India from recognized non-resident lender. It is given by recognized non-resident lender. It should be recognized. There's a we will discuss what is the recognized lender, what is commercial loan, and what is eligible resident entity in foreign or Indian currency under the regulatory framework prescribed by RBI and the Foreign Exchange Management Act. So it's a commercial loan. We'll giving brief. It's a kind of loan we are getting from outside India from a recognized lender, and it is used for the such activity which is allowed, which is not prohibited. It can be used in Indian currency. It can be used in foreign currency, and such loans should be used under under the master direction of RBI, ECB, and within the guidelines of RBI. So let's understand what is our commercial loan, what is loan, and what are the instruments that are categorized as the commercial loan. Kindly move to the next slide, please. So there are two way for raising ECB. It can be in the foreign currency and it can be in Indian rupees. So there is a what when we discuss about foreign currency and Indian currency, it means that when your loan agreement should be in uh, Indian currency or foreign currency, and the funding in India will become in Indian currency or foreign currency. And while we discuss instrument, what are the instrument cover as a ECB in a foreign currency? It is your loan. It can be your bank loan. It can be your fixed rate notes, bonds, debentures, but it does not include fully convertible instrument like convertible debentures, convertible preference shares, and all these are covered in the FEMA NDI regulation, which govern FDI. So it includes trade credits beyond the 3 years. If we are taking a loan in Indian INR rupees, so plain vanilla rupees denomination bond is also covered. So what is plain vanilla rupee denominated bond? It's like a simple borrowing with a simple term and condition without no other specific term and condition. It's only include a loan amount and interest rate only. So there's a one point. So if a company issuing debenture to foreign venture capital, will not cover under the ECB guidelines. It will be covered under FDI regulation and NDI regulation 2019. Can we move to the next slide? So,
Sir, may I know about financial lease, sir?
so sorry.
Financial lease.
So yeah, it can if we are taking borrowing for financial lease, like it's a NBFC. One NBFC is taking ECB for providing a loan to another person. It's a financial lease, lending and borrowing regulation. Sorry, it's a lending on lending kind of lease.
Just one
It
request
means
to
in between some other persons.
Yes,
So if
yes,
you don't
yes.
mind, just one request. We can just write all our queries in the chat box, and after closing this complete session, then we can have an FAQ now. So it will help the speaker to deliver his session in a one flow itself. Just a request if that can be taken care of.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. You can just put it in the chat box. We'll definitely take all your queries. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah.
Akash.
Yeah, back to the what is the eligible borrower. So it is very important to decide what is eligible borrower before getting ECB. So if you are a company, you are going for ECB, you have to check whether you are eligible for ECB or not. Right? It is very prior aspect we have to check for eligible borrower. So what is eligible borrower? All entities which are eligible for FDI. So any entity which are eligible for FDI is only allowed for uh, ECBs. it can it can be companies, it can be listed company, it can be a listed company. But following entities also eligible for raise ECB: Port Trust, SC Chat Units, SITB, Small Industry Development Bank of India, Exim Bank of India. So whether ECB is raising in INR denominated form, if you are raised ECB in INR rupees, so following entities are also eligible for raising ECB: microfinance, microfinance entities which are involved in microfinance activities, registered non-profit organization like trust society, cooperative society, and other non-government organization. So there is a one point I specifically mention who is the eligible for FDI. So generally, we think our LLP is also eligible for FDI. So LLP is not eligible for FDI as LLP is also not qualified for ECB. We will discuss why LLP is not qualified for FDI in next slide. Can you move to the next slide, please?
It's already there.
Yeah. So let's discuss why our LLP is excluded of for eligible work. So while we reading the FDI policy 2020, there's a
Just
definition of
Akash ji,
FDI.
one more thing.
Huh.
अभी आपने बोला कि which all entities are eligible for taking ECB. So this means that
Mhm.
any entity which is eligible for taking FDI can take ECB, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Along with that, there are some other entities which has been specifically mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Which was there in the slide also. That is also allowed for taking the ECB.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So there are two types. So first is eligible entity which are eligible for FDI, and the second entity which is mentioned in the previous slide is also eligible for raising ECB. So now we are discussing why LLP is not eligible for FDI. So
Okay.
if we read the FDI definition, so it says FDI means investment through the capital instrument by person resident outside India in a unlisted company, or a 10% or more issued paid up capital on a fully diluted basis of a listed company. So here in the FDI definition, the government only covered companies under which is registered under the Companies Act. But in the FDI regulation, government also define what is the foreign investment. Foreign investment means any investment made by outside India on rapid table basis in the capital instrument of Indian company or to the capital of LLP. So we can say LLP is eligible for foreign investment, but is not eligible for foreign direct investment. So foreign direct investment is also part of sorry, foreign investment. Foreign direct investment can be foreign investment, but investment by LLP in Indian entities is not considered as the foreign direct investment. So there is a reason why LLP is excluded from definition of ECB and eligibility for ECB. Uh, move to the next slide.
So LLP is technically not eligible for taking ECB, right?
Yes, yes, because it's
Okay.
not fall in the definition of FDI as per
Okay. So
FDI
it is not
policy.
covered under the definition of FDI. That's why
Yeah,
LLP cannot take the ECB. Okay, fine.
yes, yes. This is the main reason why LLP is not covered under the ECB
Okay.
regulation. So
Okay.
you cannot, an LLP cannot borrow funds from outside India as a ECB.
Okay.
So it can receive only foreign investment in term of contribution
Okay.
that we can say. So let's discuss what is the recognized lender. So recognized lender means a person who is eligible to give loan to Indian entities. So what is recognized lender? A recognized lender must be a must be from a country of Finance Action Task Force countries and International Organization of Security Commission compliant jurisdiction countries. We already read in our courses that what is FATF countries, what is the IOS, jurisdiction countries. So they are kind of which countries which is not allowed terror investment, terror funding, and terrorist countries. So who is eligible for recognized lenders? The following entities are the eligible. A multilateral financial institution are the eligible for a recognized lender. Individual who is a foreign equity holder is also recognized as a lender. So here in not and kind not any individual is eligible. Only a individual who is a foreign equity holder is only eligible. So you must be a foreign equity holder for give for becoming a lender. Foreign branches subsidiary of Indian bank is also eligible for uh, ECB if the foreign branches is giving ECB in form of foreign currency. So let's understand what is the foreign equity holder. We have already discussed that foreign equity holder is eligible for FDI. So let's understand what is the definition of foreign equity holder and how it's eligible. So, a foreign equity holder means a direct foreign equity holder holding at least minimum 25% of the equity holding in the borrowing entity. And if he is an indirect foreign equity holder, he should hold at least 51% of the indirect holding in the eligible resident entity. Further, if any group company with a common overseas parents is also eligible for a foreign equity holder. So, giving a brief example, so a company based in Singapore is a parent company of Indian entity, and such company having a subsidiary in a USA. In such case, USA is also eligible for uh, foreign lender in Indian entities. So, Indian entities can raise borrowing from USA entities, even USA entity is not holding any share in for Indian entities, as it's a subsidiary of a foreign lender. That's why it's fall under the definition of foreign equity holder. Move to
So
the
this
next
means that
slide.
foreign equity
Yeah,
holder, just a moment, Ritika, can we come
yeah,
back
yeah.
to the previous slide? Yeah. So this means that foreign equity holders are those which are either holding directly 25% of the direct equity holding in the borrowing entity, right?
Hmm.
Or an indirect equity holding of 51%, right?
Yes,
Through a
yes,
group company, right? Which have a common parent company.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay. And if we talk about those recognized lenders, so this means that those countries which are registered under FATF and IOSCO jurisdictions, those are the countries who will be recognized as a recognized lenders. Then even from the multilateral and regional functional institutes, which
yes,
India is a member,
yes, yes, yes.
right?
So,
And
huh.
yeah, please.
So all recognized lenders should be a member of a country in which India is a member of FATF country and IOSCO compliant jurisdiction. Even
Okay.
you are a foreign equity holder and you are not a FATF compliant country jurisdiction, then you are not considered as a recognized lender.
Okay, okay. Now, third point comes like that an individual only if they are foreign equity holder, जो भी हमने discuss किया अभी यहाँ पे. And then
Yeah.
last is like any foreign branch or subsidiary of Indian banks, ठीक है, only for this your foreign currency
Yes,
ECB,
yes,
right?
yes.
So these are the
Mm.
four parameters who will be considered as a recognized lender.
Yes. And we have to
Oh,
check that it must be a foreign FATF compliant country and
okay,
all
okay,
things.
got it, got it.
So
Yeah, Ritika, can we move to next slide? Yeah,
Sir, one thing. Hello.
yeah, please.
Sir, equity holder means already they are invested. Now they are giving in the form of debt. It means the foreign equity holder already they are invested in form of equity.
No, yeah. So foreign equity holder means he should invested into the equity share of a Indian entity, not in form of debt. It's only equity share holding at least 25% directly. If he is holding at least, if he is holding indirectly, then he has to hold at least 51%. So it must be a
Then
foreign
they are
equity holder.
eligible to give the ECB.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So any kind of individual is not allowed. He should be a foreign equity holder for such kind of eligibility.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in that
So,
case, foreign equity holder is required
mhm.
to be a 25% holder in the foreign entity, right?
In Indian entity.
In
So
Indian entity,
yes,
In
yes.
borrowing entity, ma'am. The
in
entity
That
which is
borrowing
that
borrowing the,
entity.
yeah.
yes.
Okay, that means just a second.
Uh, I'll give a
That,
one example of foreign equity holder. So let's say there's the one entity based in USA holding holding 20% of Indian equity shares. Now Indian entity is going for ECB from that person. It will be not considered as the foreign equity holder because it's only hold 20% shares of Indian entity. Whereas if such person hold 25%, like if you hold 25%, then Indian entities can go with such foreign equity holder that we want to raise ECB. Kindly, you can kindly provide us the ECB. Then they can provide ECB as per this guideline.
okay.
So it
It
should be
means
at least
अगर
25%.
हमें किसी बाहर से फॉरेन पर्सन से लोन लेना है तो
Mhm.
हमने पहले उस सामने वाले इंडिविजुअल को अपनी कंपनी का 25% इक्विटी में शेयर
नहीं
करना
नहीं
पड़ेगा.
नहीं नो देयर इज अ कैटेगरी, देयर इज अ कैटेगरी ऑफ द किस किस से हम लोन ले सकते हैं वो हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट टू कवर एज अ फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर बिकॉज जब हम फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर कंसिडर करते हैं तो काफी सारे हमें बेनिफिट मिलते हैं फॉर ईसीबीज.
ओके.
या वहां पे हमने हमने पीछे बताया ना कि रिकॉग्नाइज लेंडर हमारे कौन कौन से हैं. सी इसमें हमारी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन ये खुद कोई भी हो सकती है. डजंट मीन इट शुड बी अ फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर और नॉट. बट
Ma'am, right now, we have just discussed the brief on
या
the recognized lender. Now, further, there are few conditions also that from whom we can take the this ECB. So that we'll be discussing further.
ओके. ओके.
in this
Hmm.
slide we have discussed what is our recognized lender our who can give us ECB.
Sure,
So
sure.
for a foreign equity holder, it should be a 25% holding.
Right.
Further, uh, yeah. So we will discuss what is our legal framework. So while obtaining ECB, there are following provision we have to keep in mind. Foreign Exchange Management Act, which is our base act. Foreign Exchange Management Borrowing and Lending Regulation 2018. RBI Master Direction on External Commercial Borrowing Regulation 2019. FAMA Guarantee Regulation 2000, Companies Act 2013. We have to check whether we are within the limit under Section 180 of the Companies Act or not. We have to check that. And FDI policy. So we have to check FDI policy when we are thinking for raising ECB, which is required to convert into equity share. So then we have to take FDI policy in consider. So this is only applicable when we are going to convert our ECB into equity shares. Move to the next slide. Yeah. So currency of ECB. So as I discussed earlier, what are the currencies of ECB? So generally, ECB can be taken into foreign currency or Indian currency. While we are discussing what is INR denomination and foreign denomination, that your loan agreement is prepared on that denomination. If your loan agreement is preparing on foreign currency denomination, then you are going for foreign currency ECB, and if your loan agreement should in Indian currency denomination, then you are going for Indian currency denomination. So ECB can be borrowing in any kind of freely convertible currency. It can be your USD, yen, euro, pound, etc. And ECB, for in case of foreign currency, ECB can be convert in any currency. Like from if you obtain ECB in USD, then you think you have to pay your ECB amount in euro. Then you can pay your ECB foreign currency into euro. But if you obtain ECB in Indian currency, then you cannot pay the ECB amount in any other foreign currency. You have to pay only in Indian currency. This is the very restricted provision in ECB regulation to secure the USD reserve in India. सो जो हमारा जो यूएसडी रिजर्व है उसको सिक्योर करने के लिए आपको ये कंडीशन डाली है कि अगर आप आईएनआर में ही पे कर रहे हो और आईएनआर में ही लोन ले रहे हो देन यू हैव टू पे दैट लोन अमाउंट ओनली इन द आईएनआर.
So this means, Akash, like when we are taking ECB in Indian rupees, it can only be paid in Indian rupees, right?
Yes, it
But
can.
if we are taking ECB in any other different currency, then it can be converted also, and it can be paid also in a different currency, irrespective of INR.
Yes. For example, if we are taking ECB in USD, so I am taking in ECB in USD and all agreement is prepared in USD form, then we can pay our USD denomination into Euro denomination and any other currency.
Okay.
So move to the next slide.
Sorry, just a quick question. If we have
Yeah.
taken the money in ECB, in foreign currency, then to whom we need to pay? To our other vendors or for business operations you are talking about?
Sorry.
Like you have said, if we have made all the agreements in foreign currency,
Mhm.
then the money should receive in India in the foreign currency only, correct?
Yes, that will be convertible. Money received to the AD bank in foreign currency, then they will convert their money into INR.
And we can use the money in any form in INR or USD. We can pay to all our vendors in any currency.
Yes. It's like it's a credited. It means it's like a simple that your fund is credited in your bank account in what currency. So if we are taking a loan in USD currency, then lender will send that amount in your AD bank in USD currency. Then AD bank will convert
We'll
that
convert it. Yeah.
convert and then credit to your account in Indian currency.
तो आपके कहने का मतलब है कि अगर हम आईएनआर में पैसे रिसीव करते हैं तो हम किसी फॉरेन वेंडर को नहीं पे कर सकते, उसका यूज हमें आईएनआर में ही करना पड़ेगा. इज दैट सो?
यूज तो हम किसी में भी कर सकते हैं. यूज तो हम किसी में भी कर सकते हैं. हम प्रीपे की बात कर रहे हैं. हम यूज
Ma'am,
इवन फॉर
what we are trying to protect here is that कि अभी अभी हमने लोन लिया, ठीक है, तो जो हमने लोन लिया, अगर हमने वो हमारा जो लोन एग्रीमेंट है वो रिस्पेक्ट टू आईएनआर डिनोमिनेशन है, तो जब हम उस लोन को रीपे करेंगे देन वो भी हमारा आईएनआर डिनोमिनेशन में ही होना चाहिए. दैट इज फर्स्ट थिंग विच इज रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है.
गॉट इट.
सेकेंड थिंग, अब आप किसी और करेंसी में अगर लोन एग्रीमेंट पे एंटर कर रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली वो जब एडी बैंक के पास जाएगा तो वो कन्वर्ट होगा, राइट, आईएनआर में. बट जब उसे हम रीपे करेंगे देन इट शुड बी रीपेड इन दैट डिनोमिनेशन इटसेल्फ, राइट प्रकाश, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग?
yes correct.
गॉट इट.
या
Got it, ma'am? So we are discussing about two type of routes in ECB. First is automatic route and the second is approval route. As in FDI, there is a certain parameter that what is the automatic route in FDI and what is the approval route in FDI. Here is also there are certain parameter. What is the automatic route and what is the approval route? In the automatic route, we don't require to RBI approval. We have to forward the application, our ECB application to AD Bank. AD Bank will check all the condition documents and approve the same. And once the AD Bank approve, they forward the application to RBI. In this scenario, RBI will not check your application. RBI just on the trust of AD Bank will approve the application and generate the LRN. So under the automatic route, we have to move the application to AD Bank. So when we go for approval route, uh, first we have to obtain prior approval of RBI. We have to submit all document to RBI. RBI will check if there is a discrepancy, they will reject, and if documents is correct, they will approve the same. So in simple form, in approval or automatic route, there is a power of approving the document. So in a automatic route, AD Bank has a power to approve the document. In the approval route, RBI has a power to approve the document. So if we are obtaining ECB up to USD 750 million, then we are covered under the automatic route. And for the startup, the limit is exceed to 3 million. So, wha- uh, so while we are discussing the rules and limits, so we have to check one thing, the ECB equity liability ratio. So ECB equity liability ratio should not be exceed 7 is to 1. So in simple form, if I am taking ECB from you, so if you are already a equity holder in our entity, we have to check your ECB liability ratio should not be include 7:1. And while calculating our ECB liability ratio, all your outstanding ECB, if you have already obtained earlier, will cover while calculating ECB ratio. So there are one point exception uh, when we don't require to calculate ECB ratio. If we are obtaining our ECB up to 5 million, then we don't require to check our ECB liability ratio. We can directly move to the application.
Gosh, what is this ECB liability ratio? Can you elaborate on it?
Yes, ECB liability ratio is like a debt equity ratio. While calculating the ECB liability ratio, while calculating the liabilities, all your outstanding borrowing in foreign currency in yeah,
Ma'am,
hello.
if you can just mute
Okay.
yourself. I request all
Yeah.
the participants to just mute yourself when you are asking the question, then unmute yourself. Or the best way is that we can just put down all our queries in the chat box and we can take it at the end. Thank you.
Yeah, back to the example for ECB liability ratio. What is ECB liability ratio? It means like when we are calculating our ECB liability ratio, all existing borrowing from that person will cover in the liabilities, and all existing equity share capital of that person will cover in your equity. We have to compare, and it should be 7:1. So if we are obtaining ECB from Mr. X, which is the foreign equity holder, right? Then we have to check if Mr. X has already given the borrowing to Indian entity, we will consider that particular amount in while calculating the ECB, that borrowing amount only, and its holding will be also covered.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So further, the ECB can only be approved by AD Bank, right? The power is with AD Bank in the automatic route. There is no
Yes, yes,
prior RBI approval, and limit is up to USD 750 million. And for
yes,
startup is up to USD 3 million.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
that too, it is sector permitted as per permitted under FDI policy.
Yes. And one more thing, that ECB liability ratio should be calculated for respective ways. Like if we are taking from ECB from you, then your ECB liability ratio will be calculated, not any other person ECB liability ratio will be calculated while calculating ECB liability ratio.
Okay.
So there is now move to the next slide.
And
So
what
there is
about
the
the approval route? It will be prior approval of RBI is required in that, right?
yes, yes. In such case, your application is moved directly to the RBI. RBI will check your application and approve the same.
Okay.
In the automatically you have to move the application to AD Bank.
Okay.
So there is a certain restriction in which we cannot borrow fund for following activities. So if you are obtaining borrowing in real estate activity, the ECB is not allowed. if you are obtaining borrowing for capital market investment like purchasing of shares in which is listed on stock exchange, this is not allowed. If you are obtaining ECB for equity investment, like if you are going to take over any other company and you are going to invest in such company, then ECB is not allowed. For working capital purpose is not allowed, except if you are obtaining ECB from foreign equity holder. Why I already discussed that foreign equity holder is more important. So in general, at least uh, I'm saying 80% of the ECB are taking from working capital purpose from foreign equity holder all over the year. So if there is a 1000 ECB during the year in India, 800 ECB are covered in working capital purpose, or which is from their parent company, holding company, and wholly owned holding companies. सो यहाँ पे जो हमारा वर्किंग कैपिटल पर्पस के लिए होता है वो जनरली इसी के लिए ही ईसीबी ली जाती है। क्योंकि क्या होता है कि आई विल गिव यू वन एग्जांपल दैट जब हम व्हेन आवर कंपनी इज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड एज अ न्यू एमएनसी, then we required fund. We have three options for getting funding for general corporate purpose, your expenses and all, your marketing, your expenditure, your expansion. There we have three options for getting funding for a MNC. First, we have to we have to infuse fund by way of FDI. So let's take example. If we are obtaining FDI from parent company and in case of further issue of 10 crore USD, 1 billion USD, the cost of obtaining FDI is very much higher. Like your stamp duty will be increased, your other compliances will increase, like appointment of CS. Even if company does not require to do any kind of complaint the first day of incorporation, then it's very difficult to company manage such kind of expenses without doing the business. Various associated costs will increase by getting FDI or stamp duty. So if we are taking ECB of 1 billion USD, the ECB stamp duty will be so high in case of FDI that you have to pay stamp duty or jurisdiction. And second option is to obtain advance against service. While obtaining advance against service, we can obtain, but the payment of GST and your it will be covered in your income part. This will be pretty expensive kind of. So while we going for ECB, there is no extra cost we have to pay. We don't require to have pay any kind of stamp duty in ECB. We don't require to appoint a specific person for managing the transaction. We have to just pay the professional fees to professional, and interest rate. Interest rate even can be a zero. Sometimes we don't require to pay interest rate, and it's a very simple process. You have to make an application to RBI and AT Bank. They will approve the document and infuse the fund within 7 to 10 days. For general corporate purpose, for foreign equity holder is allowed. For other purpose is not allowed. For repayment of rupee loan is not allowed in ECB. But if you are a foreign equity holder, then you are allowed. So repayment of rupee loan, like my company is obtaining loan from third party in India, and I am taking ECB to repay that such loan. This is allowed for in case of foreign equity holder. On lending of above, except NBFC. So on lending, like if I am taking ECB for to provide ECB to another, to provide loan to another person in my normal course of business is allowed.
Okay. So, Akash, just one thing here. As you're saying that real estate activities are strictly prohibited, right? We cannot take
Yes.
ECB in that. But if we talk about capital market investment, that is also prohibited. Equity
Yes.
investment, that is also prohibited. And
Yes.
even working capital is prohibited unless the lender is foreign equity holder. That the lender, that same that person, that individual have invested in the equity directly up to 25% and indirectly up to 51%, right?
51% indirectly.
Right.
Yes.
And then what is this general corporate purpose? Need to understand a bit on
General
this.
So there's a two type. Working capital is purpose is like if you are a manufacturing company, you are preparing some kind of product. This will all cover in working capital, your raw materials and all. While we're discussing about general corporate purpose, your administrative expenses, your office salary, your marketing, this will cover in general corporate purpose.
Okay. Okay. And repayment of rupees loan, well understood. And then on lending for the above. Okay.
Yes, I'll
Accepted.
tell you this is in form of example on lending business. So generally on lending business is not allowed. So on lending, what is on lending? On lending is you are obtaining ECB to give loan to any other person. It's a on lending. So in case of NBFC regular business is to give loan to various kind of purpose. So in case of NBFC can obtain borrowing in form of ECB and pay such amount to any other person, lend such amount to any other person in form of loan. So this is allowed for only for NBFCs.
Okay.
So I'm a company. My company is doing regular marketing business, regular manufacturing business. I'm not allowed to receive ECB to pay uh, to lend amount to such other person.
So technically, while taking ECB, also we have challenges now. When we are taking FDI, right, then definitely
Yes,
the cost for FDI is huge, like paying the stamp duty, administrative charges, and everything. But they are less of restriction as FDI, right? That amount can be used
yes,
for lot other purposes. But when we are taking
yes,
ECB, then we still have a restriction while using that ECB also.
yes. There's some. There are many restrictions, but if we are thinking for point of view of wholly owned subsidiary company or foreign entity which is incorporated just with a capital of 1 lakh rupees. Now they need a fund for expansion. They need a fund for marketing. So they have only good option ECB in which they can do all general corporate purpose expenses by via ECB proceed.
Okay.
That's why ECB is very beneficial for uh, foreign entities investing in India in form of wholly owned subsidiary company. And this is the reason at least 80% of the ECB fund used in general corporate and working capital purpose of a foreign equity holder, which are the MNCs in India.
Okay.
This saves so many cost of such MNCs.
Right.
So now we are move to next slide. All-in cost. So what is the all-in cost? It's a uh, total expenditure of ECB should not exceed such parameter. For like if you are taking ECB, you have to pay such expense, some expenses like bank fees, financial institution charge, interest charge, guarantee fees. Then RBI set a limit, and you cannot pay such cost in excess of such limit, right? So, however, this all-in cost does not include any kind of commitment fees or withholding tax. What is the commitment fees? So, I am a borrower, so I have obtained an ECB of 1 million. Now, my fund is deposit to the bank as a fixed deposit. Now, suddenly, I need a fund of 5 million. Then bank will pay you 5 million instantly on some kind of commitment fees, kind of that they are paying ready to use fund instantly. This is kind of commitment fee they generally charge. This will not include while calculating the all-in cost. So
Can you
if
just
we are,
elaborate it again, Akash, that what this commitment fees mean? With withholding tax, we can understand, but what this commitment fees mean? Because all in cost,
yes,
as you're saying, it include interest, fees, charge, guarantee fees
yes, yes,
included
yes,
with ECB, but it is excluded of commitment fees.
yeah. So taking an example, my company has obtained ECB of 1 crore, 1 million USD. Now the fund is deposited with the bank, right? Generally, what happened today? I need a 5 million right now. I go to the bank and ask, I need a 1 billion, please give me instantly. So bank, what bank will do? Bank will pay that 1 billion instantly with deducting some kind of fees, because they are giving the fund instantly when you asked
Okay.
because they keep ready your fund instantly, because generally what happen when we deposit to the bank will invest such fund into so many sectors.
Okay. Okay.
This is the reason they uh, charge such kind of percentage as a commitment fee for giving your
Okay.
fund instantly.
Okay.
If we have fixed deposit into the bank, this is called commitment fees.
Okay. Got it.
Further, just give a one point, like for all-in cost will not part of ECB. You have to pay separately. It will not deduct in your ECB proceed, and that has to be arranged by the borrower separately.
Okay. So
It
this
will
means like
not.
that interest, fees, charge, guarantee fees, this all will be need to be arranged by the borrower itself, right? It won't be a part of ECB.
Yes, yes, sir. You cannot use ECB proceed for this kind of all-in cost.
But commitment fees and withholding tax could
Yeah, it can be, but
be a
it's
part of
not
ECB.
part of ECB cost. It's not part of all-in cost, no?
Okay.
So how the all-in cost is decided? So generally there is one formula of all-in cost, your benchmark rate plus 550 BPS spread point. So if we convert 550 BPS interest, it will be 5.5%. So generally benchmark rate is 5%, and BPS spread point is 5.5%. So all-in costs should not exceed the total 10.5% of the cost. I will share you the one example. What is the how the AIC is calculated? Uh, can you move to the next slide? So next slide. Back. I think slide number 16. Yes, yes. So this is the example of all-in cost in which ABC Private Limited is raising 1 million with the following term and condition. Like your benchmark rate is 5%. This is a hypothetical percentage, and your processing fees is 1%, interest rate is 3%, and your commitment fees by bank is 1%. So we will cover only processing fees and interest rate. It's 4% while calculating all-in cost, and such all-in cost should not exceed the benchmark rate and the 500 BP spread points. So here benchmark rate and spread point is total 10%. So here, so our ECB proceed does not exceed 10%. In this case, ECB proceed, ECB all-in cost is 4%. So all-in cost is within the limit of benchmark rate and spread point. So any doubt in this example? Just want to
No,
know.
we are good to go. Yeah, we are good to go. Please.
It should not be exceed the benchmark rate and five the BPS point as is specified in revolution. Generally it's the international rate that can be that change year to year basis. So now we move to the next slide. So this is the minimum average maturity period. So there is a one point, if you are taking ECB, you have to keep such fund for certain year. You can't use ECB like I am taking ECB for 1 year, and I will pay within the 1 year. There is a certain criteria and specify that you are taking ECB, and you have to keep the fund average at least such kind of year. So if we are taking ECB generally and startup, so minimum average maturity period is 3 years. So we have to keep such amount at least 3 years. We can't pay whole amount before the 3 year. Average should be keep that kind of amount only for 3 years. If the ECB rate for foreign equity holder for working capital purpose, general corporate purpose, and repayment of loan, the loan amount can be raised and taken, but the such loan amount should be keep at least 5 year average. If you are taking ECB proceed for manufacturing more than the 15 billion, then you have to keep for 1 year. If we are taking ECB for working capital, general corporate, and repayment of loopy loan, it is generally 10 years. If we are obtaining ECB for capital expenditure on lending by NBFC, it is 7 years. So it doesn't mean one more thing I want to tell you. It doesn't mean you have to keep whole amount for this year. You have to maintain such period. You can pay some part of ECB amount before the ending of this period, and it should be maintained every year that your minimum maturity period is this, like 3 years and 5 years. Next, in the next slide, I will tell uh, one example of minimum
No,
maturity
Akash,
average period, how
just
it's calculated.
just one thing. Ritika, can
Yes,
we
sir.
have a slide? Yeah. So you are generally saying that this your maximum average, minimum average maturity period should be 3 years. Like I have taken a ECB, I'm a startup. I have taken a ECB of near on 1 million, right? So
Mhm.
it we should need to keep that ECB for at least 3 years.
Yes, yes. You can't pay before the 3 year.
Okay,
All
so
of
we
the
cannot
amount.
pay it before that.
Yes. Uh,
Okay,
you
okay.
can start payment before that, but you cannot pay whole amount in the before
Okay,
3 years.
so the complete amount cannot be paid until unless that 3 years has been lapsed.
Yes.
But yes, we can make a part payment of it, right?
हाँ हाँ एंड जो मिनिमम मेच्योरिटी पीरियड है it should be keep maintain which is allowed under this regulation, like for startup it should be keep maintain every year for 3 years. So in this
Okay,
example I'll show one slide how
yes, please.
the minimum maturity period is calculated and how we keep sub minimum maturity period every year. So here in this example, we have taken example of 1 billion USD under which company use the fund. The company will give borrow 1 billion USD in part payment in drawdown amount in form of installment. First amount will be received in September. Second is received in 25. Third installment will receive in 26, 27. After that, then after company will start paying the amount to the lender back. In November 2029, they will pay back such kind of amount, 1 lakh, then 30, 31, 32, 33. So uh, here we are in the fourth point, outstanding amount. Uh, while first amount has been received, the total outstanding amount is 1 lakh. In the second year, 2 lakhs has been infused and total outstanding amount is 3 lakh. And the total amount is kept during the year is also mentioned. Number of day balance with the borrower, that total amount is kept with the borrower is mentioned, that such amount is kept with the borrower for these days. And uh, uh, and while fixing the formula shared by the RBI, we will calculate the average maturity period. It's a proper RBI based Excel that has been uploaded in RBI website, and they have already also mentioned the formula of calculating the average maturity period. When we insert that amount and our planning, then it is calculated as a 5 year. Any doubt in this example?
Akash, I need to understand this example again. As you are saying that, first of all, this if you talk about minimum maturity period, right? It
Mhm.
include like the principal payment also and the withdrawals also. Like if you just can put up this example in more simpler way.
So it's include only principal amount which has been received from foreign entity. It's not include any kind of interest that have to be paid. So it's only principal amount that have to be paid to the foreign lender is covered under the minimum maturity period while calculating it. Yes.
Okay, fine.
On interest amount is not covered while calculating minimum maturity average period. It's only the principal amount that are outstanding. We have to uh, calculate while calculating the minimum maturity average period.
Okay,
And each minimum maturity average period should be keep same for all over the year.
okay,
So, yeah, just want to show one thing here. The principal amount is started before completion of last installment. If you see the principal payment is started in November 2029, and the next installment is come 2013. So you can start the payment before the last installment, and you cannot pay whole amount before ending of the maturity period. So you have to average kept for 5 years.
okay, okay. Got it.
So till that, I have tried to explain insights of ECB, what is ECB, and what is maturity period, and what is all-in cost. Some kind of technical words which has been used in ECB proceed. Uh, why ECB is required? What is lender? What is borrower? What is eligible entities? What is INR? Why? What is INR denomination fund? And what is foreign equity holders. Now, from the next slide, we will move forward the process of ECB. That is very important for point of view when you are as a consultant are taking ECB for your client. What you have to check and what the process you have to go through for such kind of ECB. So I'll before the starting the hmm, so in this process, I have mentioned total step by procedure, but we have to follow for obtaining the ECB. So if some client come up to us that we need a ECB, kindly arrange the process of ECB and proceed with it. First, we have to check the ECB limit or eligibility, whether we are eligible for ECB or not, whether the company is eligible for uh, borrowing or not. What is the ECB limit? Why we are checking ECB limit? We have to check whether your ECB is within the automatic rule or whether your ECB limit is approval rule, right? After the checking of the ECB, then we approach the AD bank, our AD bank, that we need a ECB fund. Kindly proceed with that, and AD bank requires some document. First, we have to forward the document in draft form to the AD bank. AD bank will review the documents and give their comments if any error, etc., and forward to the company. Company will correct that documents and forward to AD bank. AD bank further check the documents until the give green signal, then you can go for signing. Why we are first giving the document to AD bank for draft only? Because when the document is signed, it cannot be changed. It will be forwarded to RBI. So what are the documents is generally covered in the application? Your ECB form, your ECB loan agreement, your MOA. If the foreign equity hold, if the lender is a foreign equity holder, then FCGPR approval certificate for such investment is from foreign equity holder, customer declaration, board resolution, and maturity period calculation sheet. Once we submitted that document to AD Bank will revise, review, and ask for any changes. Once the AD Bank satisfied that all document is correct and there is no error in the document, then company will convene the board meeting and approve the resolution for appointment of AD Bank, approve the resolution for borrowing, approve the resolution for drafting of loan agreement. And once the loan agreement is signed, then company have to submitted all the document along with the ECB form within 7 days from the signing to the AD bank. So there is a one point. So there is a very confusion that how we submitted the ECB form with AD bank. So we have to submit the ECB form through mail only. We have to mail whole set of document to AD bank. In FCGPR, we have to submit the document through the SMF portal, firm portal. But in case of ECBs, in case of ODIs, we have to submit all kind of set of document to AD bank through mail only. So once the AD bank receive the document, they will forward the signed document with RBI. RBI will RBI will approve the documents and generate a loan registration number. Then registration number forwarded to client. Once the loan registration number has been generated, then you have to comply with the ECB filing monthly, whether you are obtaining borrowing or not. In particular month, you have to file ECB. Once the ECB LRN number is generated, then after that you can infuse the fund in India. You cannot infuse the fund before the LRN generation. So you have to infuse fund only after the LRN number is generated. RBI generally approve LRN in 7 to 14 days. Generally take 1 to 2 weeks for approve the LRN and generation of LRN. After the fund is infused in India, then you have to file monthly ECB return by 7th of every month. We will check what is the ECB return, what is the ECB form in further slide, what are the loan agreement in the further slides, and what
So Akash,
points we have to.
just a small
Mhm.
brief on it. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
First, we need to check whether this ECB, when you are going for this ECB, first we need to check whether it's an approval mode or automatic route, right?
Yeah.
So now this step we are discussing is for approval route or for an automatic route.
Yes. Yes.
No, it is for
So
approval or automatic.
sorry.
This,
Just
like we have discussed previously, right?
mhm.
We need to first check the limit and eligibility, whether it is for
Mhm.
approval route or automatic route, right?
Mhm.
So now this complete process is for the approval route or for the automatic route.
So it is the for automatic route. So for
Okay,
approval route, we have to submit all document to RBI only.
okay.
Here
So
I
if
have mentioned that is for automatic route.
Okay, so to sum up this process, so it's firstly we need to decide it's automatic and approval. Then after that, we need to share the draft documents with our AD bank. That draft
Yes.
documents will be including your form ECB, loan agreement, MOA, AOA, and then your FCGPR approval letter in case of direct equity holder. Then your customer declaration, board resolution, and your calculation sheet for maturity period. Once
Yes.
all the documentation has been shared, right? And if the AD bank is of the view that the documents are correct, they will intimate us. And then we will convene our board meeting and shareholder meeting and then get those documents signed. And that need to be submitted within 7 days to the AD bank. If that is not
From
submitted
the
within 7 days, yeah, please.
signing of loan agreement.
Yeah, from the signing of the loan agreement within 7 days, we need to submit it. If we don't
Yes.
submit it within 7 days, then the clarification letter
RBI
need
asked
to be given.
Yes, RBI asked, AD Bank asked for some clarification letter why you have not submitted the document within 7 days. So in my cases, my client is foreigners. Then we courier the document into India. It take around 15 days. That's why we mentioned the clarification that we have not submitted the document within 7 days because it is in transit. They accept that thing and forward the process.
Fine. Now there are two catch here. Is it a general process that do the AD Bank and RBI accept these reasons, right? Or is there some other terminology with respect to condonation day of delay or some penalty is imposed during this if there is a delay in filing the documentation?
No, it's a general process. RBI generally asks for clarification why
Okay.
it why it's not been submitted within 7 days.
Okay. So once the application is submitted with the AD Bank will forward it to RBI, and RBI will usually take around 2 weeks, as you said, and then an LRN number, loan registration number, will be generated. Right. Once the
Yes.
loan registration number is generated, then how much time it takes for the fund to get infused into the Indian account?
So once the loan LRN generated, the lender direct its bank to submit the amount in Indian AD Bank. AD Bank will once the AD Bank receive the uh, amount, AD Bank asks for some document like purpose code. Why? What is your purpose code? And we will mention in the AD Bank that the purpose is for our ECB with that LRN number that RBI has already given. Then the AD Bank credit your amount into your bank account.
Okay, okay. And after LRN is generated, then the monthly returns, which is prescribed in the regulation, will be taken care of, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Now,
One,
this
one,
was the
one,
case for, yeah, please.
one more, one specific point we have to consider. You cannot infuse fund before the generation of LRN. It will
Okay,
be proper non-compliance and heavy penalty you have to face.
okay,
You
okay,
can only infuse the fund only after generation of LRN.
okay. But what is in the case of approval route? In approval route, we need to directly send all the
Yes,
documentation to the RBI,
RBI
or
and
how it is done?
IBI approved the same and generate the LRN.
Okay, so there is no role of AD in the approval route.
No, no, no. First, we have
Okay,
to obtain approval of RBI.
and that is also through the
And
same channel that we need to email it to the
yes,
RBI, or there is
yes,
some
yes.
particular gateway or website from where we need to file it.
So there's only channel is email. So in this
Okay,
ECB revolution, we have to communicate through the email only. And one more point, if any kind of any amount is changing, anything changing after the LRN generation, we have to fresh file the ECB form again, and they will approve the same with the change point, and they will uh, take note after that.
okay, okay.
Anything change, we have to file again all documents.
Okay, so all fresh documents will be filed if there is any some change or modification prescribed by that,
Yes,
right?
like your tenure, like your tenure, like your interest rate, like your
Okay,
drawdown schedule.
okay. And in this approval route also, the documentation will be same itself, like form ECB, loan agreement,
Yes,
MOA.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
yeah,
So let's come into the loan agreement. What point we have to consider while drafting the loan agreement? There is a drawdown schedule. So I just tell you what is the drawdown schedule. Drawdown schedule is like an installment amount. So sometime what happen, we need a $10 million from for an entity, but right now we don't require $10 million instantly. We can design such investment in such manner that some part will be received in this year, some part will be received next year, and some part will be received further year, like for a 5 year. So this is called your drawdown schedule. And second, we have to mention. Uh, we have to consider about interest rate. Generally, interest rate is it can be anything. So once you have received a fund, interest rate can be anything, and you have to mention the interest rate. Interest rate can be zero. There is a one credit at whether interest rate can be zero or not. In case of generally foreign equity holder, if your parent company is a foreign entity, you need for fund for general corporate purpose. They don't require interest rate. They just need a fund. They just need a fund to share to Indian entities for their general corporate purposes. So we keep the interest rate zero in such case. Repayment milestone, so we have to mention in the loan agreement that this is our repayment milestone. We have to pay such amount in such manner. We will check in further slides what is the repayment milestone, what is the drawdown schedule, average maturity period. We have to mention average maturity period in LLP, sorry, in loan agreement, waiver and foreclose option. So generally, in case of foreign equity holder, the fund is used for general corporate purpose. Some if we can give an option for waiver of the borrowing amount, that we don't require that fund, and we give their waiver and lender give their consent to waive that loan amount. So obligation of borrower and conversion option. So one more thing I'll tell you, that conversion option we have to mention if we are thinking that our ECB proceed will be converted into equity shares. Then we have to priorly mention into the loan agreement, and as well as we have to comply ECB. Remember, section 62 subsection 3 of Companies Act said that then for conversion of loan into equity, you have to prior approve the term and condition in the loan agreement by way of shareholder resolution. Then
Right.
in this case, we have to follow section 62(3) provision, and we have to pass
And then we need
special
to file
resolution. Generally,
MGT 14 also, right?
yes, we have to
Okay.
follow the special resolution process and all. Generally, we have to ECB can be read by passing a court resolution in case of private company. But in case of when the conversion option is involved, then you have to obtain shareholder approval and
Sure.
file MGT 14.
Okay.
Governing law, jurisdiction, hedging commission. I will request to kindly open the loan agreement, draft loan agreement.
Ritika,
It
can we drag the slide to the loan agreement, please?
Uh, this is a loan agreement. So it doesn't mean your loan agreement should be so specific. It can be two-page loan agreement. You can mention only specific point if you are taking borrowing. Like first we have to mention the date of loan agreement when entered. It's a date. I'll tell you that this is the draft loan agreement. We have to submit to AD bank, and once the AD bank approved, we have to pass the board resolution. And uh, once the date is mentioned, then we have to submit the loan agreement and document within 7 days in form ECB. So we have to mention the date of loan agreement by taking a view of this. So we'll uh, go down in further slide. We have to mention about the interest rate and drawdown schedule down. We have to mention about the repayment when the amount will be repaid. So yeah, just stop. I'll tell you one more specific point. So whatever date we have mentioned in drawdown schedule and the repayment date, we have to pay and draw down that amount only before that date. We cannot infuse the amount after the drawdown date. This will be considered as a non-compliance. If we are going for a change in any drawdown date, we have to revise the loan agreement, and we have to revise the form ECB and submit it to RBI. So हमें जो भी loan agreement होगा, we have to uh, keep the fund and pay the fund before that specific date, not after that date. Uh, get down. Conversion, we have conversion of loan into equity. We have to mention conversion option. We have to mention waiver option. Go down. We have to mention obligation of borrower. We have to mention agreement and all. This is all about the loan agreement. What points we have to take considered while open borrowing. Move to the next slide. I think next is our ECB form.
Akash, can we share the draft of this loan agreement with all our participants later on?
Yes, it's a simple form. Yeah, we can share.
Sure.
We can share a form, a loan agreement, and ECB to form.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is the main form. So this is the main application form. we have to submit with the RBI. So this is a form ECB in which we have to mention this is a guideline what we have to follow, guarantee status code, purpose of borrowing, why we are obtaining borrowing for import, capital good, other. We have to mention like that. Go down, please. Uh, we- uh, uh, can you open the loan e-form ECB? I'm not able to see the form ECB. That what I shared over the mail.
So though we are having loan agreement, we have to issue bonds, exchangeable bonds or convertible bonds. Sir.
Mhm. So there should be a agreement between for convertible bond kind of term and condition. They should be it's kind of thing. We don't require to loan agreement for convertible bonds. There should be a normal agreement for convertible bonds, which include all kind of term and condition mentioned in case of convertible bonds. It's kind of simple agreement for convertible loan. We mention the term and condition with respect to convertible bonds in that kind of agreement. It is not a loan agreement while we are going for convertible loan. So yeah, in the form ECB we have to mention all. This is the like general guidance what we are have to mention in the form ECB. It's a date, year, and code, purpose code. Can you go down, please? More down. Next page. So this is the exact form where the form is started. So we have to mention agreement detail, ECB application, whether it's original application, whether it's revised. I tell you that if any change in ECB condition, we have to file revised form. Then we have to file this same form again. It's in case of ECB, whether automatic route or approval route, we have to mention borrower's detail. We have to mention. Go down, please. Business code we have to mention, purpose code we have to mention, we have to mention that whom are whom we are taking ECB, where the foreign equity holder and other. We have to mention lender detail, name, address, and all. We have to mention lender. Wait. We have to mention lender category. So it's a multilateral financial institution. We have to mention whether if the it's a foreign equity holder, we have to click yes. Yes. One more point. We not require. We should not blank any top any column. If the point is not applicable to us, we should mention n dot a. We can't blank that option. Down, please. We have to mention loan agreement date, effective date of loan, date of large disbursement, maturity period, grace period if any, currency, in which currency we are obtaining loan, equivalent amount. We have to mention if we are obtaining ECB in any other currency like euro and all. We have to mention the USD equivalent amount. What is that? Then hedging risk we have to mention. So yeah, wait. So I'll tell you one point. What is hedging risk? So right now, I am taking ECB of 1 million. The current rate is 85 rupees. We are supposing 85 rupees. So after for 5 year, we are taking ECB. We don't know what is the dollar denomination rate is after 5 year. It can be 100 rupees. It can be 90. Might be it can be go down, right? So we have to uh, take such kind of risk, and we have to mention that we will uh, repay in such rate, like we will repay in uh, 90 when the dollar is 90 rupees, when then we will pay the amount at 90 rupees. If we are uh, taking hedging risk, we have to mention in our loan agreement. uh, Next slide. Down. Purpose code we have to mention. Type of ECB. Interest rate we have to mention. Drawdown schedule we have to mention. Repayment schedule we have to mention. Other charges we have to mention, like commitment fees and all. Uh, uh, this is the if ECB is already availed, we have to mention what is the loan registration number, in which currency we have obtained already ECB. Go down, please. So this is a summary sheet. This is the certified by company secretary while filing form ECB. It include everything which is mentioned in loan agreement, your end use of ECB, purpose of ECB, average maturity period. Uh, we have to
Just to
mention,
interrupt,
yeah,
this summary sheet need to be certified by practicing company secretary or the company secretary of that company who's taking the loan.
it can be certified by practicing company secretary. If the company having a company secretary of that company, that can be certified that company secretary.
Okay, okay. And one more question, like who can sign this ECB form? Ritika, can you just drag it a bit?
Yes.
Like here it is given that signature of the authorized official of the company with the stamp. So it could be anyone. It
Yes.
could be even company secretary, right? If it is authorized by the board of directors
It
in a board
should be
meeting.
authorized by the board of director. While convening the board meeting, we have to authorize one person as the authorized signatory. It can be director,
Okay.
it can be company secretary.
Or it
So
can't be
we have
anyone
to
else,
authorize
right?
person. Yes, we have to
Okay,
authorize
fine.
one.
Just one more add-on question is if in case they are two foreign directors, right, and they
Yes.
authorize themselves itself, right? So now if document they are not available in India at the time of signing the documentation and they are outside India, so will these documents will also get apostille before getting submitted?
No, sir. No. These documents not required to apostille. The RBI will accept in simple form.
Okay,
Even
okay,
even even loan agreement is signed outside India. They not ask for apostille.
okay, okay,
In ROC, MCA or company sect, generally government asks, but in case of RBI, they don't ask for a post
okay,
time.
okay,
In
okay,
some case, might be in some case they ask, but in form of ECB, they have not asked anything. In my case, even they not ask for have you a postal or not.
okay, okay,
My loan agreement signed in USA.
okay. And
So
further,
we have
just a quick question to it. Can we affix a DSC also? It need to be physically signed.
so it will be physically signed.
Okay.
One more thing I want to share that while preparing the summary sheet, we have to check each and every document. We have to check each and every point because it is given on the certification of company secretary. So we have to take care of every each and every word in that summary sheet.
So, Akash, while verifying the summary sheet, what all documents as a company secretary we need to take care of, and we should go through and verify before
Yes.
signing the summary sheet.
So we have to take care of financials. We have to take care of loan agreement which is entered. We have to take care of all documents which are submitting as a MOA, AOA and all submitting with RBI. But we have to check every kind of document which is submitting with RBI as attachment, as
Okay,
well as financials also. And limit, we have to check limit whether it is within the limit or outside the limit. Loan
okay,
agreement is not only the agreement we have to check every kind of document respect to everything. Like
okay,
it's a working capital purpose, general corporate purpose. We have to check whether scrutiny whether the document is providing loan agreement is showing whether it's a working capital purpose or general corporate purpose. We have to check whether it is automatic route and approval route. Yeah,
okay.
I think it's complete.
Please come back to the slide.
I think get to the directly into ECB tools return.
Okay.
So this is the form ECB we have to file. Uh, we have to take requisition of all the things we are mentioning in the form. We have to check each and every document before finalizing the document. We have to check 3-4 times even before the submitting with the AD bank, because in the practical scenario, AD bank will reject the document even there's a mistake of one word, and they tell you that please share the document again. Please check the document and again. They will not accept until they will satisfy. Even it's a 2 month, 4 month, 6 month, they will share the document again and again, and again, until the all each and every word is correct. So we have to prepare ECB form very carefully. So let's back to the
Okay.
ECB2. So ECB2 is a monthly return we have to submit with the AD bank. So once the fund is received, then we have to submit the ECB2 return with AD bank
It's from the
7th of
date,
every month.
Akash, it's from the date like when the LRN has been issued, like loan registration number has been issued. From the
Yes, yes,
after that, the following month we need to start
yes.
submitting this ECB2, or from the date
Ye-
of issuance of the loan.
Yes. So once the LRN generated, then you have to file ECB form.
Okay. Okay. So
And
if I believe LRN is
let's
generated on 15th of July itself, right?
yes,
Then
yes, yes,
after 15th of July, then we need to submit the ECB2 even for that particular 15 days also of July, right?
yes, yes, yes. Even my LRN generated is 28 August. Then they RB asked to sorry, just interrupting you. I just want to clarify. When the fund is infused in India, then we have to file ECB2.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So if the LRN generated in the 30 of September and fund is received in 1st of October, then you have to file ECB2 uh, in November, in the period of November.
Okay. And what is the due date of filing the ECB2
Yeah,
form?
it's a so its due date of filing of ECB2 form is 7th of every month. So 7th of every month is the
Okay.
due date, but we have to file by second or third day of uh, each month, because if we are submitting the document on 7th of days, if there is any error and RBI AD Bank said to correct this error, if the 7 days exceed, then AD Bank will not take ECB2 form on record. It will be go for LSF and non-compliances. So
Okay.
in generally, we have to file ECB form third day, so that AD Bank must be have sufficient time to cross check all the documents and all.
Okay. Okay. Right.
We have not wait to for last day. So this is the ECB2 form we have to mention. Kindly scroll down.
Because just a request, if you can be bit quick because we are
Yeah, yeah,
again
yeah,
running
yeah.
short of time,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
Uh,
Go down. It's a form. Just scroll. It's a LRN number we have to mention. Disbursement we have to mention. Just scroll down. Go down. Balance amount to of balance loan amount to be drawn in future. We have to mention. Like if it is a drawdown, first installment is received, we have to mention how many installment are pending. Go down. We have to mention utility rate. We have to mention the utilization of amount in each month. For so it's August. We have to mention how much amount used in September for go down. Any interest rate we have to mention. Revised principal schedule we have to mention. Go down. Hedging detail we have to mention. Foreign exchange expenditure in last 3 year we have to mention. We have to check from financials. Go down. Currency we have to mention. Go down. Currencies. Wait. Currency we have to mention. Drawn amount before current month. So if we are filing ECB for July, so we have to mention whether it how much drawdown it mentioned, how much drawdown amount is received, how much principal repayment is paid, net outstanding, how much is net outstanding is balance, interest rate we have to mention, other charges we have to mention. It's complete. Back to the slides.
So again, how this ECB2 return is filed, Akash? Like same through mail or there's
It's
some
same
gateway?
by way of mail only.
Okay. And same need to be signed and stamped after filling all the details?
Yes, yes. It's to be signed and stamped
Okay.
with the company stamp and the authorized person who is authorized to file with the ECB.
Okay. Okay.
Just keep in mind we have to file ECB not 7th of day, but 3rd or 4 days of the month, so that
Okay.
they AD bank gets sufficient time. So it's a penalty for if we not file within 7 days, the penalty will be 7,500 plus 0.25 amount. And if we have borrow fund, so if we borrow fund beyond the permitted term as per loan agreement or guideline, then company required to go for compounding. Like if we have obtained, if we have decided to raise ECB of 1 million, but if the amount is received 2 million, then you have to go for compounding for 1 million. So excessive undisclosed penalty interest will be disapproved. So in the ECB, there is a if any penal interest their lender is charging, and we have that has not been disclosed in loan agreement, that has been disallowed. Next slide. Conversion of loan into equity. So conversion of loan into equity is allowed only if we have already mentioned conversion detail into the loan agreement, and conversion is allowed if the uh, FDI policy is applicable and we are following FDI policy. So in case of conversion, we require the lender consent and uh, I mean the loan term. We must comply with Section 62 subsection B of the Companies Act as said earlier. We have to report the form ECB revised form to RBI, and further we have to file FCTPR in case of converted amount with the RBI. Further, in case of partial conversion, for say if our loan amount is 1 billion and 5 billion is converting into the equity, then we have to file ECB with file ECB return with the RBI, as well as we have to file FCGPR also with RBI for FDI and loan amount. Next. There are certain FAQs which we are going to discuss in this. So how we can, the first point is how we can get detailed ECB framework. There is a master direction issued by RBI, ECB borrowing. We can read all the detailed process of ECB in this master direction. So who is responsible for compliance of ECB guidelines? It's a borrower who is responsible for filing form, everything. So our LLP is eligible for ECB. So we already discussed why LLP is not allowed for ECB. So LLP is not allowed for ECB. Can INR denomination ECB converted into foreign currency? No, it's not allowed. And we have already discussed why it's not allowed, because to save foreign currency fund in India. Next. So can a foreign equity holder dispose of the shareholding once ECB is completed? This is very important point I want to tell you. That see, if I am a foreign equity holder, I am holding 25%, and the company has obtaining ECB from me, and now my percentage is, it's a third year of ECB, and my percentage is diluted to 20%. So we I have to mention at I have to maintain at least 20%, 25% all over the year till the amount has been paid or utilized. We have to mention the foreign equity holding as required during the year
So we have
till the
to maintain benchmark, this percentage, till the complete tenure of ECB, right?
yes.
Okay.
So can repayment of principal amount start before minimal maturity? Yes, it can be allowed. That ECB liability ratio include non-convertible preference shares. No non-convertible preference share in not uh, uh, not include while calculating ECB liability ratio. It's only the pure debt will be calculated. So the proposed Yes, should the proposed ECB added to all outstanding ECB while calculating the individual limit? Yes. So I have already given uh, loan to earlier. I have already given loan to company earlier. Then outstanding loan is also count while calculating the liability ratio. Next slide. Can a foreign equity holder So can ECB use for uh, equity investment and buying goodwill? No, it cannot be allowed. Can ECB be availed for making contribution of LLP? No, it cannot be allowed. So I obtain a ECB. Now I am investing into the LLP. So it's not allowed. I
Okay, so
cannot.
even taking the ECB and then investing in LP is also not allowed, right?
Yeah, yeah, not allowed.
Okay. The next is, can an eligible borrower raise fresh foreign currency ECB for repayment of existing rupees denominated ECB?
No, no, no. Foreign, it cannot be allowed. Foreign uh, currency ECB cannot be used for repayment of Indian currency ECB. It's not allowed. It's the same thing that utilization of denomination of foreign currency into Indian currency.
Okay.
And ECB proceed used by eligible for investment in yes. ECB proceed can be used by eligible resident borrower for its joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary. So it's asking that whether the ECB proceeds utilized for overseas direct investment. Yes, it's allowed.
Okay.
Do FCRN loan given by AD bank come under the ECB? So FCRN loan is a loan given by AD bank to non-resident holder. It's a Indian denominated borrowing. It's a funded from Indian bank. It means it's a funded from Indian source of fund. So it cannot become under the ECB framework.
Okay.
Individual can be recognized lender if they are equity holders.
So basically,
So
individual can be recognized
yeah,
lenders if they are foreign equity holders or for subscription to bonds or debenture listed abroad. Should such
yes.
lenders also be from FATF and IOCACO compliant jurisdiction?
Yes, yes, yes. So we have already discussed all lenders should be a FATF compliance country, and individual is allowed only if he's a recognized lender and holding foreign equity
Okay.
uh,
Next is
holding
the
amount.
debit balance in the profit and loss account for losses incurred by eligible borrower, if any, required to be deducted from the free reserve while calculating the ECB liability equity ratio?
Yes, yes. It's cover while calculating ECB liability ratio.
Right. Does all-in cost ceiling apply on continuous basis or can be calculated even on on an average basis?
So all-in cost should be maintained uh, as required during the year. So it
Okay.
had to be maintained every year
Okay.
within
Okay.
the limit.
Right.
Next slide.
In the light of the new ECB framework, does the borrower needs to file revised form ECB?
So this is point cover if there is any amendment in ECB regulation and they said it you have to this is the new form you have to file. No, in this case we not required to file fresh ECB form. But however, if there is a change in some condition we are going for change, then you have to file the revised ECB form.
Okay. And is LSF is applicable for each form ECB2 and to nil return as well?
Yes, it's applicable. So in this month I have not utilized any amount of ECB. Then we have to file a
Even a
ECB
nil
nil
return.
return. And if not
Okay.
filed, then you have to pay LSA.
Okay. Can the interest accrued on ECB be converted into equity under the instant norms?
Yes, as per ECB guideline, it's allowed.
Okay.
Next slide. Yeah. Quick question we have to taken while filing of form ECB in respect to ECB return. We have to file within 7 days, within timely from the signing of loan agreement. Drawdown inspector should drawdown inspector VC should be happen only after the obtaining LRN. So drawdown of amount fund infusion of fund only happen only after obtaining LRN. We cannot use before the LRN. It should be ensured that
Right.
all term and condition of ECB are reportedly correct. We have to check all term and condition for ECB. All guidelines has been reportedly correct in the ECB form, ECB document. All term and condition of loan agreement is mentioned in form ECB. File accurate ECB return by 3/3 of AD bank. So as discussed, we have to file ECB return by 7, but it is best we have to file uh, third or fourth day or second day of every month. Any change in term must be reported by revised ECB form. Yes, if any there is changes in the ECB term and condition, we have to report it with the RBI within 7 days from the changing of that term and condition. So in short, any charges, panel charges by lender, any kind of interest charges already disclosed in the ECB document, as it will be disposed of by RBI in future if it is not disclosed in this. So
Okay.
next slide. So it's a don't do. We have to check eligibility criteria, choose correct route. We have to check whether it's approval route or automatic route. Read regulation, adhere to regulation, timely file of ECB form, maintain minimum maturity period, hedge risk we have to mention. So ECB, what we cannot use. ECB cannot be used for prohibited sector. We cannot file ECB form delay. If ECB exceed the limit, we cannot go for AD bank. It does not work with more price letter. So we cannot borrow fund from a lender who is not recognized as per ECB guideline, does not mix the fund with the domestic fund for restricted purpose. So we cannot use the ECB fund and mix the ECB fund in the restricted entities like investment in security market and all. So this
Right.
is all for ECB overview guideline in which we have discussed from how ECB is started, how the FEMA law has structure, what is the process of ECB, and what are the terminologies is used in ECB, what is maturity period, what is the process from filing of form, draft form with AD bank, and AD bank will check. Then you have to submit the final signed document with AD bank within 7 days, and then RBI allowed the LRN number. After that, we have to file ECB return and draw down the amount, and we have to use the amount within the specified drawdown date, and we have to pay the amount within specified repayment date. We have to adhere each and every point in term and condition. We cannot go exceed the that term and condition while using the ECB. If any changes in the term and condition, then we have to submit the revised form within 7 days. And what we have to take precautions of while obtaining ECB and while processing the ECB don't do. This is for this is all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akash. To sum it further, like there are some key points which we need to take care of it. Like if I talk about the eligible borrowers, who could be the eligible borrowers, then who could be recognized lenders, then what is the route of borrowing, then what is the end use of ECB, what is the prohibited use, like the maturity period, the all-in cost ceiling, right, and then your reporting and compliance, like ECB2 form which need to be filed. So I believe the very purpose of ECB is that when we are taking a large volume of capital, right, and if we want to avail a lower interest rate, right, and there should be some flexibility in the loan structure. So the
Yes.
ECB is beneficial, yes, for to some extent, but to some there are some
Sorry.
constraint also. with respect to ECB, like the regulatory risk is there, exchange rate risk is there, right? And then the potential of external debt burden is there, right? If mismanagement is mismanaged. So yes, ECB is a useful tool for basically for holding and subsidiary criteria, right? If there is a holding company is a
Yes.
foreign company,
Yeah.
right, then ECB is a good tool and can be utilized in a
It's
better
a
way.
best tool for
Yeah.
using fund for wholly owned subsidiary for if entity incorporated in India as a wholly owned subsidiary. Then for general corporate purpose, ECB is the best use. It's a very cost effective apart from foreign funding and foreign FDI. It's the best use, and you can use term and condition in simple form, very simple form, even without interest charge. You just pay the amount and you can waive off the amount
Okay. Okay.
if
So
it's
Akash,
not worth.
as you have done these kind of assignments in your practice, right? So how is this complete ECB assignment has been with you?
So it's just a procedural part. It's very easy process for compliance. In term of compliance, you have to mention very simple things like loan, how much amount we have used in the during the month. But we have to file only one return monthly basis ECB2. And it's a very
No,
simple.
the
Just we have to
concern is
mail
like AD and
to the AD
RBI.
bank and all.
AD Bank and RBI, they have been very much supportive or not while taking the LRN number and
Yeah.
everything.
Even
Okay.
they check each and every point. Even you are doing first time ECB, they support every time you can call with the AD bank. They support you in reviewing of the document. That's why they AD bank there is no law in that you have to submit a draft document with the AD bank. There is no regulation due to the supporting of to the borrowers. They first ask that please share the draft document. We will check the document. If everything is correct, then you go for signing.
So
Then after
overall
the
time
sign, we
period
just
which is
have to submit.
required, which generally takes for completing this complete ECB assignment as per your practice.
So it generally take 2 months. 1 to 2 months is take if all document is correct. Uh, then it's take only 2 months. We can average 2 months is fine.
Great, great. So I believe we had a very quick insight on ECB, right? So ECB is not an alien to us now, right? We all know that how ECB can be, how LRN number can be taken forward to after taking LRN number, how the returns can be filed, right? A quick glimpse of the loan agreement and what are the pointers which need to be taken care in the loan agreement, right? Further, the quick glimpse on form ECB and ECB2 has also been given. So, if there's any question, we can take it up quickly because we are just left with around 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Just
So, if there's any question, we can take it forward quickly.
Just want to add one point. As a ECB is a very simple process. The penalty is used. We have to check. We have to taking care of each and every small point while doing such ECB transaction. As a penalty is so much high in the ECB, even
Right,
the
right.
term and
Sir,
conditions.
only foreign currency convertible bonds or exchangeable bonds alone the way to raise funds or debentures or some other domestic instruments, sir?
Yes, foreign currency convertible bonds and non-convertible debentures, pure loan, and trade credits more than 3 years. These are the allowed instrument under the ECBs.
Thank you, sir.
Any other quick question?
Sir, you are saying many of the holding company do follow this kind of structures that they instead of acquiring equity in the company in the subsidiary company, they do refer ECB guidelines. But here my quick question is, when we do CCPS, a kind of instrument, or the CCD, which can be converted into equity, there is a one-time compliance like FCGPR we do and we are done. We are need not to worry about all the time of compliance of ECB per month. So why would anybody would prefer ECB then? This
Yes,
could be a possible question from the company side or the investor side. Why should we go for
yes.
ECB than CCPS?
So if we compare to equity, so let's say example, your company require around $10 million, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, your Indian company required for $10 million for your expansion, marketing, and all. They are looking for the foreign entities. Foreign entities have so much money and they are ready to pay $10 million. So while going for the equity investment. So for a $10 million, we have to, how much we have to pay? First, we have to pay stamp duty on $10 million. How much stamp duty we have, that has been uh, calculated for $10 million
0.05%.
investment. Yes, it will be
हम्म
the, मतलब काफी ज्यादा
Ma'am,
ही हो
that
जाएगी वो तो
0.05%
हम्म
also it says central demarcated stamp
सेंट्रल.
duty, right? But states are still not taking up that stamp duty. If I talk about particularly about Delhi or if I talk about Haryana,
yes
they are still stuck to 0.1%, right? So
But
that
it
right
it will be huge.
0.05% has been, still has not been accepted by the states.
Then if your paid up capital will be so it's a new entity and the valuation is zero. For a new entity, always valuation will be is zero
Yes,
and
yes.
they don't have valuation. If we issue share of 10 million, then how much compliance we have to follow? How much
sir,
compliance
but
is
here one more question, cross question here is, you said end use restriction is working capital, so most of the companies are taking investment for the working capital only, उनको अपना
but
business
it's
grow करना है जो भी है,
yeah,
तो उसके लिए फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर जरूरी है, उसके लिए 25% होना जरूरी है। तो अगर 25% का स्टेक मेरी कंपनी में मैंने नहीं दिया है और मुझे किसी रैंडम पर्सन से लेना है फंड, जो कि नॉर्मल इन्वेस्टर्स पी वीसी फंड्स होते ही हैं, तो उसके लिए फिर ईसीबी तो मेरे ख्याल से नहीं
वो
बेटर
हाँ
होगा।
नहीं उसके लिए ना तो उसके लिए तो नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट कि होली ओन सब्सिडियरी कंपनी के लिए कैसे ये
And
बेनिफिशियल होगी.
for that case,
हाँ
definitely we to go for FDI only, right?
Yes,
एफडीआई
ECB,
हाँ
as I said now,
yeah,
right? ECB is fruitful in some cases, but in many of the cases there are restrictions also and risk also involved, right? So in that case,
yes,
definitely we need to go for FDI.
एक क्वेश्चन और है, इफ यू अलाउ
Yes,
मी
ma'am.
yeah,
प्लीज।
please,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Please.
please.
सर जैसे कौन सा ऐसा सिनेरियो है ईसीबी के अंदर जिसमें हमें रैंडम थर्ड पार्टी से लोन ले लेना चाहिए, मतलब अगर और हमें 25% डाइल्यूट भी नहीं करना है अपने कैपिटल को, तो व्हाट
Mhm.
ऑल आर द सिनेरियोज जिसमें ईसीबी इज द गुड ऑप्शन वी कैन सजेस्ट टू द क्लाइंट्स।
So if we are obtaining ECB, so वहाँ पे हमारी जो टर्म एंड कंडीशन जो हमारी गाइडलाइंस में है कि अगर हम किसी और पर्पस के लिए विच इज नॉट वर्किंग कैपिटल पर्पस हम ECB ले रहे हैं, हम मल्टीलेटरल फाइनेंस इंस्टीट्यूशन से पैसे ले सकते हैं फॉर ECB के लिए। हम फॉरेन ब्रांचेस ऑफ इंडियन बैंक उनसे ले सकते हैं ECB के लिए, तो वहाँ पे हमें डायल्यूट नहीं करनी पड़ेगी।
अच्छा
और
ओके।
जस्ट अ केस की अगर आपका फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर है तो आप फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर से भी ले सकते हो। इट डजेंट मीन कि आपके ECB के लिए आपकी कंपनी में फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर होना जरूरी है, बट या फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर के लिए कुछ बेनिफिट दिए हैं कि आप अगर आप फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर्स के लिए ले रहे हो क्योंकि वो आपकी कंपनी का इक्विटी होल्डर है, एंड मोस्ट एंड कंपनी आप वो फंड जनरल कॉर्पोरेट पर्पस के लिए ले रहे हो, खर्चे के लिए ले रहे हो, कंपनी के खर्चे के लिए, और वो फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर आपके डे टू डे डिसीजन में ही भी इन्वॉल्व होता है, तो इसलिए उसको अलाउड किया गया है फॉर जनरल कॉर्पोरेट पर्पस के लिए.
थैंक यू
So
सर, थैंक यू फॉर योर
thank you.
इनसाइट्स।
Thank you, ma'am. So now this brings us to the end of this webinar, right? I believe it has been in almost 2 hours. We have been listening to Akash and he has tried to
Thank you.
deliberate, give us the practical insight, which definitely, if you talk about me, I was also not aware of such in-depth integrities involved while looking forward to ECB. So I believe it has helped all of us, right? And thank you, Akash. Thank you very much
Thank you,
for
sir. Thank you for
sparing and sharing your knowledge with us. And definitely, we will be coming up with many more such fruitful topics in future. And we'll keep on sharing our webinar link on such topic. So I request all the participants, all the members, respected members who have joined today to please keep on joining these kind of webinars. And it should always be a two-way learning. It's just not a one-way learning. It should be a two-way learning. So keep posting your queries so that we can introspect, elaborate, and can further enhance our knowledge. Right. So thank you, everyone. And Akash,
thank
as a
you
token of gesture,
for
it is a small certificate which we are
thank you, sir.
bestowing it to you. So thank you very much, Akash. And Akash is a very prominent company secretary, as we can already see he has such a in-depth insight and experience on the ECB, and he's already into practice side and looking forward to a lot of research work. As I can see, a lot of articles of his which give a greater in-depth insight on the LinkedIn. So I request everyone to get connected with him on the LinkedIn, right, and which will give him more motivation so that he can work on it. And yes, from the Chronicle side, thank you, Akash. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you, sir.
for participating and making this a successful one. And if I talk about successful, it's all about learning. Even if 2 members are joining, it's a successful webinar. Even if 50 are joining, it's a successful webinar. It's a learning which we have got enhanced. And at the end of the day, we keep shining, keep growing. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.